On January 26, 1966, Australia celebrated its National Day. It was a day for families, for picnics, for a trip to the beach. In the coastal city of Adelaide, the sun shone brightly, promising a carefree summer day. But as the hours passed, a shadow crept over the festivities. 3 young children, the Beaumont siblings, Jane, Arna, and Grant, vanished from Adelaide's Glenelg Beach, leaving behind a mystery that would grip the nation for decades. Their disappearance became a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of ordinary life, forever changing the Australian psyche. The disappearance of the Beaumont children sent shockwaves through Australia. The case resonated deeply with the public, not just because of the children's innocence, but also because it shattered the illusion of safety in a nation that prided itself on its laid-back, friendly atmosphere. Before that fateful day, it was common for children to roam freely, unaccompanied by adults. The Beaumont case marked a turning point, exposing a vulnerability that many Australians had never considered. 9-year-old Jane, 7-year-old Arna, and 4-year-old Grant were typical children of the time. Their parents, Jim and Nancy Beaumont, had allowed them to take the 5-minute bus ride to Glenelg Beach alone, a decision that seemed perfectly ordinary in those days. The children were last seen at the beach around 10:30 a.m., playing happily near the Glenelg tram station. Witnesses recalled seeing the children with a tall, blonde and tanned man, but their descriptions varied, making it difficult to establish a clear picture of the individual. At approximately 12:30 p.m., the children were expected home for lunch, but they never arrived. Their mother, Nancy, grew increasingly concerned as the minutes turned into an agonizing hour. By 3 p.m., with still no sign of her children, Nancy contacted the police. Fear and anxiety gripped the Beaumont family as the gravity of the situation sunk in. Their 3 young children had vanished without a trace, leaving behind a void that threatened to consume their lives. News of the children's disappearance spread like wildfire through Adelaide and beyond. The police launched a massive search operation, combing the beach, surrounding areas, and nearby buildings. Volunteers joined the search parties, determined to find any trace of the missing siblings. Divers scoured the ocean floor, while helicopters patrolled the coastline, their searchlights cutting through the growing darkness. Days turned into weeks, and the initial hope that the children had simply wandered off began to dwindle. The police followed every lead, no matter how small or insignificant it seemed. They interviewed hundreds of witnesses, meticulously piecing together the events leading up to the children's disappearance. Psychics and clairvoyants offered their services, their claims scrutinized by a public desperate for answers. But despite their tireless efforts, the investigation remained frustratingly stagnant. The lack of concrete evidence and the passage of time only deepened the mystery, leaving the police and the public grappling with more questions than answers. Section 4. Whispers in the Shadows, Suspects and Theories. Over the years, the Beaumont case has been plagued by false leads, hoaxes, and conspiracy theories. Hundreds of potential suspects have been investigated, but no one has ever been charged. One of the most prominent suspects was Bevan Spencer von Einem, a convicted child killer linked to the murders of several young boys in Adelaide during the 1970s. While von Einem's modus operandi shared similarities with the Beaumont case, no direct evidence has ever connected him to the missing children. Another theory suggested that the children might have been abducted by a pedophile ring operating in Adelaide at the time. This theory gained traction due to anecdotal evidence of similar abductions in the area, but it was never substantiated. Some speculated that the children might have stumbled upon something they shouldn't have, perhaps witnessing a crime or encountering dangerous individuals. These theories, while lacking concrete proof, fueled public speculation and added to the complexity of the case. Section 5. A Nation Transformed, The End of Innocence. The Beaumont case had a profound impact on Australian society, leaving an indelible mark on the national psyche. The image of the 3 smiling children on missing persons posters became seared into the collective memory, a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life. The case shattered the illusion of safety in Australia, forcing people to confront the uncomfortable reality that even in a seemingly idyllic society, children were not immune to danger. Parents became more protective of their children, no longer allowing them the same freedom they once enjoyed. Strangers were viewed with suspicion, and the carefree atmosphere of the 1960s gave way to a more cautious and vigilant approach to parenting. The Beaumont case marked a turning point in Australian history, a stark reminder that even in paradise, evil could cast a long shadow. Section 6. Echoes in the Silence, the Beaumont case today. Despite the passage of time, the Beaumont case remains one of Australia's most enduring mysteries. The case is still open, and the South Australian police have never given up hope of finding answers. Advances in DNA technology have offered new avenues of investigation, but so far, they have failed to yield any conclusive results. The case continues to attract media attention, with documentaries, podcasts, and books exploring the various theories and examining the evidence in minute detail. The Beaumont children's disappearance continues to haunt the Australian public, who remain captivated by the case's enduring mystery. The case has become ingrained in Australian folklore, a cautionary tale whispered from one generation to the next. The enduring fascination with the Beaumont case speaks to a universal desire for answers, for closure, and for justice for 3 innocent children who vanished without a trace. Section 7. A Legacy of Loss, the Unanswered Questions. The Beaumont case serves as a stark reminder that some questions may never have answers. The disappearance of Jane, Arna, and Grant Beaumont left an unfillable void in the lives of their family and friends, a constant ache that time has failed to heal. Their fate remains a mystery, a puzzle with missing pieces that continue to frustrate and intrigue investigators and the public alike. The case has left an indelible mark on Australian history, transforming the nation's sense of security and forever altering the way children are viewed and protected. The Beaumont children's story is ultimately a tragedy, a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of hope in the face of unimaginable loss. While the answers may remain elusive, the search for truth and justice continues, fueled by the unwavering belief that one day, the mystery of the Beaumont children will finally be solved.